Hi guys, welcome back to Life with Gaz. Today I'm fishing back out here on the gynn wall just to the side of the moating pool. Now I'm starting off with fresh worm today, and I'm going to fish that fresh worm pretty much up until high water when it gets dark, and then I'm going to switch over to some baits which mackerel, squid, sand eel and some crab as well, to see what turns up in the darkness. So with our fingers crossed, with the weather turning the way it is, and we've got the full westerly today, 30-mile-an-hour gusting winds, 20-mile-an-hour constant, and the tides are rising, and we're fishing into darkness. The signs are looking good, so fingers crossed for a good session.
There's the worm that done all the damage in this episode. Now this was dug about 3 hours before I started fishing, so it's about as fresh can get. And it didn't take long to pay off. Second cast in, got this lovely bite right here. Now it was a proper bang slack, and by the time I pulled that rod back far enough, the fish had gone, so I'd missed this one unfortunately. Now I would have said from the bite, and also the way it slacklined me, that may have been a bass. And on checking the baits, I could see that he'd hit the top hook. I was just getting this shot because I thought it looked quite good with the rods with that sunset, and right on cue I got my second bite. You may notice that when I'm striking into these fish I'm running backwards quite a lot. Now this has got a lot to do with the wind, because it is that windy I have to leave a big bow in the line, and to take that slack up it's easier to run backwards than to reel down to them. So see that I change the pace when I'm reeling in. Now the reason for this is as the waves are moving from front to back and then back to forth, the tide and water actually create more tension or less. So what I try and do is keep the fish coming in at an even pace, and then I reel faster as the fish is in the crest of the wave to stop him rolling off the hook. And there he is, a bass taken on that fresh worm. Now these worm are called swimmers because I ain't blown the guts out of them, so they're still alive. And because of this they wriggle a lot more on the hook, and I think they're a better bait. The very next cast I was in again, and just like with the bass, as soon as I hit it I walk backwards to take up that slack. Now you may notice in the fight with this fish it does seem to look a lot heavier. Now it's not because it is a bigger fish than the last, in fact it was smaller, it was just what sort of fish it was. Because what I find is that bass tend to follow it in when you're reeling in, whereas cod try and hit to the bottom as fast as they can. And yeah, that's right, cod. Now normally I don't catch them in the summer. I've had one in the summer in the last 8 years of fishing off of this bit of coast. But for some reason this year they seem to have stuck around, all the small ones anyway. I did catch a second little cod straight after this, a bit smaller than the one which I got. Unfortunately, my camera didn't pick up the footage, so I didn't put it in there. But attached to the rig this cod was caught on, I had another rig as well. So I've got a new weight and a rig that will probably go in the bin. Fishing into darkness, then you start getting some of your more nocturnal style predators, and this first one was again taking on this fresh worm and was a little baby taupe. And like it's all too common with these taupe pups, they always feel heavier than they are. That's until you get them on the surface and they skim in. And there he is, the first and only baby shark of the night. As soon as the tide had turned and the ebb had started, then what would happen is the weed which we'd avoided all the way through the flood started, and cast after cast all I was doing was bringing in piles and piles of weed. And when I say cast after cast, for about an hour I give up fishing. I just sat there, let the weed pass before recasting later on. Now after the weed had passed, I ended up striking into my 4th species of the night. Now this one, he was only little. I have caught him bigger than this, but it's always nice to see a Dover sole sitting on the side. Now these are very odd looking fish with a very strange mouth. Now because of the way their mouths are put together, whenever the sole are about, what I always try and do is drop down to a size 4 hook, because this seems to fit in their mouth easy enough. Now little size 4 hooks, when the fish wriggle about on them, sometimes the fish will drop off, just like this little guy did. And he went straight for me bucket of worm there as well. I love the look of the sole. Now we never used to get them really round here in the last 10 years. There are legends of these things being really common, but they seem to be on the comeback because we're catching them in more and more numbers. The only thing I like more than looking at them is I like eating them. So if I get a nice big one at some point, I'll do a catch it, cook it and eat it.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end. We've had a good session down here with 4 different species. You can't beat that. Now if you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button just here, and also check out the other videos which I have posted in my playlist up here, and the last video just down here.